What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the part 2 of the best and worst eyeshadow palettes. You guys seem to really like that video, so here's another part 2. And again, I only have a little bit of battery left because obviously I already filmed like 2 videos prior to this, so I'm just gonna like jump into the video real quickly. But before I jump into the video, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed, and if you like my content and if you like what you're seeing. Yeah, subscribe to my channel so you become part of my YouTube fam. I'm trying to hit 1,500 subscribers, so once we hit the 1,500, I'm going to be doing a super big giveaway, something to give back in return and to thank you guys for supporting my channel and whatnot. So yeah, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I'm pretty sure you guys know that I'm going to be talking about this palette. This is the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I love this palette. First of all, I love their packaging on every single palette. I love the packaging that they have. I mean, the Mario palette was a little bit different, but this one, like the rest of them, I feel like they have like that velvet-like kind of feel to them. When you open the palette, you obviously have a huge ass mirror, and then you have the shades. Mine is pretty beaten, as you can see. It's pretty beaten. Like, my favorite shade is Primavera. I feel like this palette has a kickback, but it doesn't have as much kickback as the next palette that I'm going to talk about. And obviously Love Letter is completely gone, but I love the color selection in this palette. The reason why it's my favorite, it's because the shadows in this palette are super easy to blend if you have it. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know, and they're extremely pigmented. Like, they are pigmented on another level, and I mean on another level. Like, the matte shades are so pigmented. The shimmery shadows, I don't even use Fix Plus to intensify the color, just because I feel like you don't need it. And I love this palette. This was my obsession for a really long time. As you can see, it's pretty darn dirty, but I mean, I love the palette. If you don't have it, I really recommend you get it. I feel like it's one of the best palettes that Anastasia has come out with, and a very popular palette too. Next up, we are going to be talking about a worst palette. As my previous video, I'm going to be going in order, one best, one worst. So this next is also by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and that is the Subculture palette. First of all, I love the velvet thing. I mean, I think I've said it a million times. It has a huge mirror as well. Now, this palette, when I saw the color selection in this palette, I died. I literally died, and I came back to life. That is how obsessed I was when I saw this palette. If you guys do not know, this shade here is like my obsession in like any palette. When I see this color in any palette, I die. Like, it's like kind of like the color of my nails. It's like a blue emerald green type of color. I don't know. I am obsessed with that color. I've never used that color on my eyes just because I'm not a pro at doing makeup, so I'm kind of scared sometimes to, like, you know, get out of my comfort zone, which I should get out of my comfort zone and try that color, right? But I'm kind of scared. But anyways, the reason why I got this palette is because the yellow and this like yellow orange and this color here screamed my name. I swear to you, they were like, Tanya, get me, Tanya, buy me, don't leave me in the shopping cart type of thing. You know what I mean? Yes, you do know what I mean, because if makeup does not scream at you, if makeup does not speak to you on another level, I don't know, maybe you and makeup don't vibe, but me and makeup vibe. Like, we vibe on another level. Like, we vibe like I vibe with you guys and you guys vibe with me, except we don't know each other. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean. I love the color selection in this palette. My only thing that was just like, ugh, you know, like, ugh, frustrating was that I wasn't able to work with the colors. And I don't know if it's because I'm not a pro at doing makeup, but I mean, I saw a lot of like big YouTubers not being able to work with these shades either. Like, so I don't think that's the reason. Like, I wasn't able to work with the shades. They had massive, and I mean massive kickback to these shadows. I forgot her name. I think it's Alicia or Alice or something along those lines. But I will leave it in the description box. her New Wave, oh no, her Roxy shade hit pan on the first try. Like, that's how bad the kickback was. And I mean, I can really show you guys. Like, I don't know if you guys are able to see, but you can hit pan pretty easily with these shades just because they are so powdery. Like, there's something in the formula of these shadows that just did not go well with the whole situation here. Like, the Modern Renaissance has kickback, of course, but nowhere near the amount of kickback that this shit has. And to be honest, like, I was super excited, but the shadows are super patchy. Like, I mixed, like, All Star is the purple shade in the palette, and it performs black. It performs muddy black, gray kind of tone, and I was just not happy with this palette. I mean, I'm pretty sure you have seen 1,000,000+1 reviews on this palette, and that's the reason why I didn't want to do another negative review, because I was like, I didn't like the palette. Why am I gonna, you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you guys here why I didn't like it. It was just a complete mess, a complete disaster. So we're going to be talking about a positive palette, some palette that obviously I have been dying and obsessing over, and this is the Master palette by Mario and Anastasia Beverly Hills. This palette, you guys, was my obsession for a really long time, and only because of 3 shadows in this palette. And I know that sounds kind of off, and it's like, homie, what are you doing? But yes, 3 shadows in this palette. It is the shade Isabel, Violetta, and Fifth Avenue. Oh my gosh, if you guys were to see the pigment on this Fifth Avenue shade, like, oh my gosh, you guys can't even see that because of how dark my damn lighting outside is. But it's just, these shadows are so pigmented. I feel like this palette is nowhere near as powdery as the Modern Renaissance or the Subculture palette. I feel like the pigmentation on these shadows is like right there. This was a limited edition palette, so I don't even know why I'm talking about it, but I love those 3 shades, and for those 3 shades, this is the best palette. Like, all of the shades are super pigmented and they're super easy to blend, and but those 3 shades, you know, like, it's because of those 3 shades that I love the palette so much. It's just the best palette because of those 3 shades. I know that sounds kind of cliche, but what word did I just say? Did I just say cliche? What the fuck is that? Watching too many YouTube videos has me on another level. Like, I don't even know what I'm saying. Next up, I want to talk about 2 palettes. These are the Tarte palettes, and both of them did not work out for me, so that's why I'm just going to like rush through this and kind of explain why they didn't work out for me. First of all, this was my, I believe this was like my first high-end palette ever. Ever. And I mean ever. Ever. The shadows on these are all mattes, but they suck. They suck, period. Like, I think I've only seen one more person that did not like this palette, but this palette is bad. Like, they're so, like, they don't have pigment to them. Like, they're all matte, but they're, I feel like when you're blending them, like, they go, you're not applying anything. Like, it's so hard to explain, but the shadows are like you see this like brown shade here. It's not brown. It's like, it like, I don't even know how to explain, you guys, but it's like when you put on a shadow and there's no pigment whatsoever and it looks like you're applying nothing. That's how I feel with this palette. Okay, same with the matte shadows in this one. The only shadow that I liked is Funny Girl, which is a super metallic beautiful color, but that's about it. The rest of the palette, the mattes, I don't know if it's like a Tarte kind of thing. I mean, I don't really have another Tarte palette to kind of like to kind of compare. I don't have another one, but I feel like the matte shadows in this Tarte palette situation going on, they're just horrible. Like, I mean horrible. Like, it feels like you're picking up nothing and you're applying nothing, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain about a palette when you're not actually testing it on the eyes, you know what I mean? I don't like to judge eyeshadows by the finger swatches, because most of the time, I mean, they'll swatch perfectly, but then they won't apply, you know, good on the eyes, or like they won't have that good application type of thing, you know what I mean? Next up, I want to talk about another best palette, and this is the BH Cosmetics Take Me to Brazil palette. I do have a code, not a code, I do have a link where you can buy this palette, and I get commission off the sale if you do buy anything from BH Cosmetics. I'll have it in the description box below. Then again, if you do not want to support my channel and you do not want to buy from the link, that is totally fine. You're more than welcome to Google these things on your own. But this palette, you guys are going to scream party. This is the Take Me to Brazil second generation palette, and the reason why I'm saying second generation, because this was already this was like an already like staple palette in their collection, but they discontinued the first palette or something like that, they discontinued the palette and they came out with this one. This palette, you guys, has every party color for, I think this is like the perfect palette for I was gonna say Christmas, not Christmas, fucking Halloween. Yes, did you guys say Halloween before me? You're right. Halloween, I feel like this is the perfect palette for Halloween. This is definitely like such an amazing palette. As you can see, it has like every color of the rainbow kind of thing going on. And it's just, they're super pigmented. I have another BH Cosmetics palette that I really like. It's just that it's like over there. I have a lot of palettes to kind of do like maybe like a part 3 to this video, you know what I mean? But this is everything. Next up, I want to talk about this Buff Collections Pure Cosmetics palette that I got in a BoxyCharm a really long time ago. And the reason why this is a worst palette is because I don't know this brand, like I don't know where this came out from, but this looks so cheap and the shadows perform horrible. Like, they are not pigmented at all whatsoever. The matte shades are like chalky. Like, chalky is the word for this palette. And it just does not scream my name. It was just like a horrible palette, you know? Another best palette that I want to talk about, and I feel like I have two best palettes and that's it, are the Morphe palettes. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen these all over social media. I have the 35O, but I'm not going to show that because I think you know what that palette looks like. But this is the 35R palette. This is such a warm palette. Like, it has all these shades here are shimmery shadows, and then all of these over here are mattes. As you can see, I'm gonna like do like an up close so you can see, but it is just a beautiful color selection to me. I love these type of colors. They're like my ride or die colors, like warm browns, you know, kind of colors. But Morphe palettes have just gotten better throughout like the palettes that they come out with, you know, like their shadows are just getting better and better, and they're super affordable. Like, you have everything in one palette and it's just like what, 20 bucks I think. I don't know, I'm obsessed with Morphe shadows. Okay, if you don't like Morphe shadows, I don't know why you don't like them, because they're just bomb and inexpensive. But anyways, guys, that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed part 2. If you want to see maybe like another type of a different collection video going on, maybe with like foundation, highlighters, maybe something else, I don't know, or maybe a part 3 to this video, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. I don't know what I just went like that. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Get it together, girl. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe in the link down below so you become part of my YouTube family. And with that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys in my next one very soon. Bye, guys.